Did. Getting that a lot lately. I'm gonna have to start keeping an eye on my connection. A new murder.
No doubt about it.
It's going bald. Wow. What a jerk.
Andover, Hampshire, population 31.
Let's check the rest of the house before we grab the letter.
It is not the right time. Daily Flicker, June the 22nd, 1935. Battle over control of bank system. What will the government do for money? Andover, murder of a tobacconist.
Newspaper. We got a trophy for reading a newspaper.
It is not the right. Ah, some cool hair.
Got an ego point for churning on a fan. It's almost a pro detective. Yeah, 3 ego points for that.
Dear Mr. Poirot, well, what do you think? I believe that I won this round. The Andover affair went like clockwork, don't you feel? But the fun has only just started. I would like to draw your attention to Bexhill-on-Sea on the 25th of this month. We're having a crazy time. Best wishes, ABC. The next crime will be in Bexhill. We must warn Jap to Scotland Yard.
Did the letter indicate anything that might help the police?
To be honest, I think we can already guess something about the next victim. But I need to think about it a little more.
Thinking.
Let us examine this more closely. Certain characters in the 2 letters may have similar defects. The W is not printed properly. The W is not printed properly. The W is not printed properly. Of course, the W characters in the 2 letters do indeed have the same defects. I have to find some other similar defects to confirm my theory.
One says Dear Mr. Poirot, and the other says Dear Hercule. The office in her day?
Yes, the A appears to be quite unusual. That's right. The A characters in the 2 letters do indeed have the same defects. I have to find some other similar defects to confirm my theory.
What is your theory?
Let us examine the characters in this word.
No. I.
Yes, this I is weird. Yes, the I characters in the two letters do indeed have the same defects. My theory was right. These two letters were written with the same typewriter.
Oh, you're a fucking genius, Mr. Pro. Fucking genius.
Both letters were written on the same typewriter and show the same characteristics.
You surprise me, Poirot. You usually ignore material proof.
But there is nothing usual about this case, Hastings. Nothing must be overlooked. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
What's special about the Andover murder? Andover and Alice Asher started with A. What can we guess about the next victim? This face of name may start with the letter B. Pretty big assumption. Probably a trick by the killer.
So, Poirot,
I
you
would
found
let it
something?
do.
Oui, I believe so. But I am afraid it is not enough to stop the murderer. Let us go and see Chief Inspector Japp. I will explain there. It's impossible to get through to Scotland Yard.
Why is it impossible? Why do you live in such a extravagant house for the 30s? It seems a little strange. Should be investigating you for embezzlement or something. Who knows? Oh, I bet this is the killer right here. Arrest that man.
To Scotland Yard, please.
Look at the trash. Talking about how there's trash on the ground and just walking right over it. How rude. Seems like an unnecessary transition there.
Like whole hunters. Japp has invested a great deal in his career. Japp is an investigator greatly respected by his peers. Japp's interview room. Many cases have been solved in this little office. Alice Asher was murdered in Andover. London. I really like this city. One thing is certain, you never get bored here. Japp appears to be snowed under.
Cup of cold tea. I say coffee, but this
Jap
is
appears to
England.
already be overloaded with work. My news is not going to improve matters. Bonjour, Chief Inspector. I am afraid we have some bad news. I have just received another letter signed ABC. The next crime will be on the 25th in Bexhill-on-Sea.
Are you completely sure it's from the same person?
I have compared the two letters. There is no doubt about it.
I suppose you think he's going to carry out his threats.
I fear so.
Good God, Poirot. Bexhill is very busy at this time of year, and we have no idea who the next victim will be.
I suspect that the name of the second victim will start with B.
What on earth makes you think such a thing?
I thought about it when I saw the name Asher clearly written over the shop door of the unfortunate woman who was murdered in Andover last month. When I received the letter mentioning Bexhill, I deduced that the victim, like the town, might have been chosen by alphabetical order.
So, it's an alphabet fiend. I'm going to have a list drawn up of all the people whose name starts with B. I hope there aren't too many of them.
Bien, we should leave you to work, Chief
Oh,
Inspector.
lots of Bobs.
You have a few days to prepare.
Barbaras.
Thank you for coming, my friends.
Bilbo Baggins. It's Bilbo Baggins. That's who it is. Next victim.
Poirot?
Chief Inspector Jap, your call does not bode well.
Indeed, we have just found the body of a young woman on the beach in Bexhill. An ABC was placed on the body.
We'll be there as soon as possible.
Barbara. To the beach.
Bexhill is a delightful town. It would be nice to come back and visit.
I do not entirely agree. Walking at the beach damages my shoes, and it hurts my knee.
So the years have not spared you, my friend. It's the same for all of us.
That is exactly what I said to myself when I saw you back from your travels.
Poirot!
Do not be offended, Hastings. I can see Jap waiting for us. And from his face, I would say that things are not looking good.
I mean, at least we're alive. For now.
Bexhill seems to be a pleasant little town. Bexhill is a pretty little seaside resort with elegant architecture, although personally I prefer more modern buildings.
Walrus mustache. Walrus. You walk a little faster. Oops.
What are you doing? Chaps, wait!
I'm accidentally hitting the square button. That's what I'm doing. Like, Hastings my, like... employee? Partner?
Hastings appears to be ill.
How do you do, gentlemen?
Chief Inspector?
I fear your admirer has struck again, Poirot. We haven't yet identified the victim, but it's a young woman, 20 to 25 years old. Death occurred last night between 11:30 and 1 o'clock, and we found an ABC guide on the body.
Was she pretty?
Come on, Poirot, that's rather out of place. It has no bearing on the murder.
Yeah,
Are you certain?
douche.
For women, it is often the most important thing. It often decides their destiny.
The body hasn't been moved. You can see for yourself.
What
Has
a
the
piece
press
of
been informed?
work.
Not yet, but I'm planning to. I haven't yet informed them about the presence of the ABC guide in Andover.
Nobody has reported a young woman missing?
Not for the moment.
No witnesses, I imagine.
Indeed. We've asked everybody who may have met a young woman fitting her description last night to come and see us, but I have little hope of gaining anything from it.
It's early days, Chief Inspector, and the news may not have spread around the town yet.
I hope you're right, Hastings.
A braided silk belt. It may have belonged to the victim. These marks have been left by a rope or a braided cloth.
A breaded cloth? Sir, I think you mean braided.
The guide is open at the page for the Bexhill train times. This key is too small to be one for a house. Without a doubt, it is for a padlock. She was a great beauty. Strange that chap didn't notice it.
Oh god, what a weirdo.
Apart from the marks on her neck, there are no signs of the struggle. She didn't manage to hit her assailant.
Where's her shoes?
The young woman wasn't wearing shoes or a coat, and was not carrying a bag. That's strange. Either the murderer stole her belongings, or she put them somewhere safe. Maybe so that she could bath.
That's what the key's for.
Let us now try and get her...
How was the victim killed? Strangled by surprise.
The poor child must have been strangled with his braided belt. Unfortunately, in view of the fabric, it is unlikely that we will find any prints. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
What are the common points between the Andover murder and the one in Brexel? ABC guide. Are the crimes in Andover and Bexhill the work of the same murderer? Yeah, the letter. Isn't the letter? Yeah. The press don't know.
The medical officer should confirm that the victim was strangled with her own belt.
That's what I thought. She shows the usual signs of strangulation.
With a little luck, we'll find prints this time.
You are too optimistic, Hastings. Our killer is far too meticulous for that.
Can we look at the key? 6. Why are these? No, it's this one. It's upside down.
The number is upside down. This is definitely at number 6.
715. What is that for?
a dual locking padlock. I need to... Firstly, I have to enter the padlock's... The purse is full. Yet again, we can dismiss theft as the motive for... Here is the watch she must have removed to prevent it from getting wet. A top brand lipstick. She liked to take care of her appearance. As well as a photo of the victim with some company. It could be useful to me.
Sure, big creep. You want to let me move around again, or no? There we go.
It definitely was here that the victim left her belongings.
Betty. We're not gonna...
Betty's first day at work. Mom is very proud of you. Elizabeth Barnard, 7 August 1931.
Betty Bernard.
So, the young lady did have a name starting with B, and she worked as a ginger cat, an establishment that must be slightly further along the beach.
Jap has gone to the police. The victim has been identified and her family had reported her disappearance. She was called?
Elizabeth Barnard, mainly Betty. She worked as a ginger cat at the cafe slightly further along the beach.
But Poirot, how on earth?
Never mind. Do you have her address?
Yes, she lived with her parents on the street leading to the beach, number 22. Shall we go?
You are far too impatient, Hastings. Let the poor people take in the news first. Let us go and visit the cafe where Betty worked.
And we'll do it slowly. We'll get there eventually. Gonna get steps in.
There is no doubt about it. Bexhill. Hastings.
It says newspaper booth.
With all these tourists, these shops must be thriving.
I do have to say that they did improve with the game after this. It looks like they're making some progress.
I'll be with you in a minute, gentlemen.
Still don't really love the character.
This is a well-laid table. Nothing is out of place, and above all, no creases. What a pity. I don't have any chance to make it work. Something tells me that she's the owner of the ginger cat. This woman must be the owner of the ginger cat. It looks like something is bothering her.
Hopefully her employee didn't show up. Because they're dead.
How can I help you?
A hot chocolate and a tea for my friend, please.
I'll bring it straight away.
I need to know the time range during which Betty was working on her own. This page won't help me. Where is Betty? Interesting. Betty was alone between 5 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. Who did she serve? Interesting. Betty was alone between... These are the different waiting staff's bills. Which ones were written by Betty? Where is Betty?
She writes her ones at an angle.
Most probably a single man, a whiskey lover. Maybe the murderer? This bill may have been written by Betty. There is probably another one.
There's a number. Oh, is this supposed to be a 1? Twos are kind of... This might be her. Yeah, I think it's these two.
Most probably a family. Betty served a family and a man on his own, a whiskey drinker. Maybe the murderer.
I thought there was a third one.
This information will help me to progress.
But, gentlemen, what are you doing?
We are searching for clues, mademoiselle. My name is Hercule Poirot. I am a detective, and this is Captain Hastings. Does Betty Barnard work here?
That is correct. She should have been here a while ago. Punctuality is the first rule of politeness.
So is being
I
alive.
fear that Miss Barnard will not be coming today. She has just been found, dead, on the beach a few hundred meters from the cafe.
How awful. Poor young thing. What happened?
She appears to have been murdered.
This is most distressing. How this will affect my business, I shudder to think.
What can you tell us about Miss Barnard?
Nothing, absolutely nothing. Miss Barnard was my employee. Her private life was none of my business.
You did know at least that she had a young man.
Indeed.
This photo was found. Is this him?
Yes, that's him all right. But I haven't seen him for some time.
Do you think there may have been some problems between them?
I'm not on those sort of terms with my staff. Now, please excuse me, I have work to do.
What a bitch.
The customer who ordered the whiskey might provide us more information. He may have been the last one to see Betty alive.
It is an interesting idea, Hastings. Maybe he is a regular
Now I want
guest.
whiskey.
What do you think, mademoiselle?
I don't think so. Our regular guests tend to order tea and cake. At this time of the year, there are a lot of tourists about you never see again.
That's what I thought. Time to visit Betty's home.
Where's our drinks? Did we order drinks? Wasn't this the guy that was out front? Oh, it'd be hilarious if it was him.
I think we've gone past the Barnard's house.
Luckily for me, you have an exceptional sense of direction.
Well, it's right here. Obviously, I'm supposed to know that because I know what the streets are.
How do you do, mademoiselle? My name is Hercule Poirot.
I know you. You're that detective we hear all about.
I do not know if that is a compliment, but I will take it as one for now. You are Betty's sister, I believe?
Yes. My name is Megan.
Can we come in?
Please do.
She doesn't seem that broken up.
My parents are at the police station. I doubt they'll be up to speaking to you later.
Do not worry, we will not bother them.
Did you know your sister's plans for yesterday evening?
No. I arrived by train this morning. My parents called me in a panic when they discovered that Betty had disappeared. She went out last night, but she didn't tell them where she was going.
What was your last conversation about?
Her new dress. She wanted a pair of black stockings to go with it. Mother brought her a pair. The very day it happened. She was crying. And to think that Betty never even wore them. Oh, Mummy.
You don't seem to be upset that your sister's dead, only that your
This
mom
gramophone is
didn't
magnificent.
see her wear them.
It is a family photos and files.
Why don't you check out the polar bear, not adjust your hair? Such a snob.
The Barnard appeared to make music a priority in their budget. Their home is modest, but the Barnards are definitely music lovers. It would not be polite to visit the... What is she feeling at the moment?
Maybe she is sad. She just shows it differently.
Betty's older sister is not just sad, she is angry. Did Betty go out often?
My sister wasn't a child, sir. She used to go out. She enjoyed films, dancing. She was a very good girl who didn't hang around with men. That's what they always say, no?
I am not interested in what people say. I am interested in the truth, Mademoiselle Barnard. If you only knew how much I would like to talk with someone who does not know that your sister is dead and who could provide me with a true portrait of her beyond the formalities.
The truth. is that my sister was a silly little fool. I tried to reason with her, but she behaved like an idiot.
In what way?
She used to say that if she was going to marry Don, she might as well have some fun now.
I understand. Please continue.
Oh, excuse me, I have to answer that.
But of course.
Betty's room is opposite the stairs on the first floor. Feel free to take a look if you think it might be useful.
This young woman is far too clever not to have anything else for us.
Do you think she's hiding something?
That is what I'm trying to find out.
Surely you don't think she did it?
I did not say anything of the sort. But young women always ruin your judgment, Hastings. Who knows, maybe Megan was jealous of her attractive young sister.
I see. She may have had her sights on the inheritor. Or maybe she was in love with Donald Fraser.
We have to study all scenarios, even the most unlikely. But I doubt that Mr. and Mrs. Barnard are rich enough to justify murder. While I try and get Miss Barnard to talk, I would like you to try and find Donald Fraser. It should be easy to find the estate agents where he works. Bring him to the Ginger Cat. I would like to talk with him before the chief inspector finds him.
I was hoping that we can listen in on the phone call.
I have not finished inspecting. Looking at all the clothes she took out, Betty must have had a problem deciding what to wear. Maybe she had a date? It looks like Betty was also a music lover, the same as her family. Without a doubt, Betty used to sing.
Good job, Hercule.
Something on this clock bothers me. This wooden panel is blocked. I can't open it. What a strange mechanism. I don't think it serves to turn the hands. The cogs are blocked by this wooden panel. The cogs are blocked by this wood.
I think we're missing some information here.
This metal disc is stuck. This metal disc is stuck. There, that's better.
There we go. 4-leaf clover.
This metal disc is stuck.
Why did I get that trophy?
This wooden panel is blocked. I can't. This wooden panel is blocked. I can't.
I don't hate these puzzles. These aren't too bad. Now that I kind of understand the mechanics a little bit. Okay, I don't think I can move this anymore.
The cogs are blocked by these wooden panels.
I gotta move the wooden panels. Maybe?
The cogs are blocked.
Okay, I do not understand this at all. What's moving this? What's
The
moving
cogs are
things?
blocked by. This wooden panel is blocked.
I don't seem to be able to do anything more here. I thought that would unlock this.
This metal disc is stuck.
Ah. She's holding hands. This dude. I feel like it has nothing to do with this puzzle.
This wooden panel is blocked. The cogs are blocked.
Oh. Some type of interaction I can do here. Feel like I don't have the thing. Can... I feel like I'm supposed to be holding on to something else. Let's look around that. Here a little bit more.
It looks like Betty has a very busy life. Betty liked luxury and going out, and being as pretty as she was, she probably did not have any problem getting herself invited. A box of new stockings. Looking at old this small key should be useful to me.
Ah, key.
I've finished with this medicine to prevent voice loss. Did Betty have problems with her voice?
Is it from the same place? Oh, there's something on the wall.
A record sleeve with a handwritten title. Betty must have recorded the demo. I'd be interested to hear it. Something on this clock, but what a strange mechanism. There, that's better.
Is it better?
Strange. A sheet of paper is... This metal disc is stuck.
See, I see.
Could this... This decoration appears to be firmly fastened.
So what did we do?
This decoration appears to be firmly...
Did we remove one of the feet? Or just turn it? We already did whatever we were supposed to do there.
This decoration appears... This decoration appears...
Maybe we something open here.
This wooden panel is blocked.
What changed?
The cogs are blocked by these wooden... This wooden panel is blocked. This decoration appears... This metal disc is...
I'm sorry. What the hell does it want me to do? Observe. No, I don't. Can we unselect the items? No. They're forever now part of this problem here. Oh, I bet it's one of these top ones now.
Good. It should be possible to open the wooden panel. Look, a key.
Okay, just give me the key. Give me the key.
This could be useful. This code probably has something to do with the mechanism above the clock.
3, 2, 1, 2. One. Got it.
The central cog is...
Yeah. I get how the puzzle works. I don't have the key for these other ones. Unless it's this key, maybe?
This wooden panel is blocked. This decoration appears...
3, 2, 1, 2. We remove that.
I definitely need an object to make... No, the key does. I definitely need an object. I definitely need an object to make these cogs turn. I definitely need an object.
How do we get the other key? Is this open now,
A
man?
new lock has appeared. What does it open? A new lock has appeared.
Did a new lock appear?
This metal disc is stuck.
Yeah, I don't see the lock you're talking about there, buddy.
A new lock has appeared.
Seems to be stuck.
This decoration appears to be. This wooden panel is blocked. This wooden panel is.
Oh my god, if it wasn't for these stupid dialogue repeats,
This decoration
this
appears.
might not be that bad of a puzzle, but I don't see where the solution could be. Are we supposed to have another key? Maybe the key, oh, maybe I can. Move this key, like comes apart. No.
I definitely need an.
Oh,
Something clicked on the front of the clock.
making it way more complicated than it was.
This could be useful. Betty, I enjoyed a wonderful evening in your company, and I hope that we will see each other again very soon. D. My dearest Betty, I know that your art is already spoken for, but you are the most beautiful dancer I have ever had the pleasure of meeting, and I am impatient to see you again. Adrian.
Two lovers. So, do we do everything in here?
It is not the right time.
Alright, so we must have missed something. Something dumb, probably. Oh, I'll probably have to turn the stupid letters over.
Betty, I enjoyed a wonderful evening. My dearest Betty.
No, that was the same.
A record sleeve.
New there. Listen to Betty's record.
A record sleeve with an
Oh, it's maybe this is the music box over here. No.
I've finished with this subject.
Already dealt with this. Wait, why was it just a random mustache there for a second?
Without a doubt, Betty used to sing.
So how am I supposed to find her record? I don't see a record. A sleeve for a record. Maybe it's on the piano or something? Out the gramophone?
Let us see. What is this? This looks like solfège. This looks like solfège.
Okay, I don't know what that means.
This looks like solfège. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. I must.
I'll raise the arm. Sorry, I don't know this.
I cannot open it. It.
This ancient
That doesn't work. I must.
freaking gramophone. They don't teach you this stuff in a non-gramophone class.
It looks like something goes in here.
Who designed this thing? This thing doesn't make any sense.
There is bound to be a clue somewhere.
Ah, I see. Who has something like complicated like this in there?
Let us see.
What? Okay, there's the 3 buttons. Left button. What? No clue yet.
It looks like something goes. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. I must have forgotten.
Kind of step on this machine that makes no sense.
There is bound to be a clue somewhere.
So this one's locked, maybe? Yeah, okay. So we need the wiggle. We need to make a wiggle. It's just 2, 3 button. What is? What? This makes no sense.
This looks like solfège. There is probably a link with what I saw in the drawer. This looks like solfège.
4? What does it want? Like, take screenshots so I don't have to keep going back and forth.
This looks like solfège.
Yeah, it doesn't let me do any useful interactions with it. Like,
There is bound to be a...
it says 2 buttons up and 1 down, right? It's just 1 button up. So maybe if it's down, it's divided by 4. 4 divided by 4, though, it's just 1. Two, 3. I think I need another beer. Puzzle makes no sense. If it's supposed to equal this, which is marked as 4, 1 plus 1 plus 1. But that's also what 2 plus 2 is. So it would just be 2 up. The record say anything? $78T. Betty. So maybe it has to equal 78. So this is 32, 64. So we need 14. Or this would be 64. Plus 8. What was the number on again? 78. So 64. 78, 64. So 14. There's no way to create any of these numbers with this. No, I'm gonna have to think about this. All right, I'll be right back. Gonna get a drink. Think about this puzzle. Done. Finishing something up here. Okay. Totally have the solution now. Delete this game and play something else now. Let's look at this one more time.
This looks like solfège. There is probably a link with what I saw in the drawer. This looks like solfège. This looks like solfège. This looks like solfège.
See, that doesn't make any sense because
a link.
this is what it says. We're supposed to have three numbers equal this. But if this equals 1, that doesn't make any sense because this equals. So this equals 1/4. This is 4/4. No, should equal 1. These both equal 2. Let's say this equals 1/4. Let's use 1/2. We do 2 down and 1 up. Would equal 1. Opposite of that, but don't think that's the solution to this puzzle.
There is bound to be a... I cannot open it. That doesn't work.
I must have forgotten a step on this convoluted gramophone.
I cannot open it. It looks...
What the heck was that? That was strange. It's supposed to be another. I was just trying to get us there. Oh, there's the little. What is this?
I cannot open it. It looks like the mechanism is blocking it.
Another stupid leg or something. It's gotta be this dumb number puzzle, I'm guessing, but I don't get it. If we turn it upside down. No. I have to look this one up. I don't know.
There is bound to be a...
All right. Gramophone. ABC Murders. Gramophone. Oh. It works the opposite way. This is a dumb puzzle. This is a dumb puzzle. Swear I tried
The
that.
sound of a mechanism being.
It makes zero sense. It's upside down. The puzzle's upside down. That's not how math works. Not how math works. 78T. What is this? What does this even mean? None of this stuff means anything. There's no way that there's a spindle that is this big in here.
I just have to put the record on the gramophone and start it. That doesn't work.
You literally just said that's all we have to do. You're a liar. You're a goddamn liar. God, you push the stupid button. Oh, do we have a churn? I thought we already churned it. Oh, we gotta put the needle on the record. Now we start.
Oh, Donald! We're in the middle of recording.
Sorry, Betty, but it's not wise. The doctor said you should rest your voice.
You're such a killjoy sometimes.
Betty was such a good singer.
It's true. Did she have any problem with her throat?
Yes, she had to be careful with her voice. Of course, she didn't follow the doctor's advice. If Don didn't insist, she... Well, it's too late for all that now.
It looks like this woman is single, but she has feelings for someone. She is looking so intensely at this photo. But is it really a sister that she's studying in this manner? They made the perfect couple, am I correct?
Yes, in a way. She was pretty and he...
Well?
He's a bright man, with a promising career ahead of him. He would have made Betty a good husband. He was always attentive and generous. Oh, a true gentleman.
I hear a note of envy in your voice.
You must have heard wrong.
Donald appeared to be very much in love with your sister.
Yes, he was mad about her.
Mad, you say? Being madly in love can often be destructive, and Mr. Fraser was known for being jealous, I believe.
No more than average. Men are always slightly possessive, especially when they are with a pretty woman.
You are a poor liar, Mademoiselle Bernard.
Excuse me, Mr. Poirot, but I do not see why you are interested in our humble little crime.
It would appear that your sister's murder is the second in a series that we have to stop as quickly as possible. The first was in Andover, and the same as your sister, the murderer sent me a letter informing me that a crime would be committed in that town. Now can I count on your honesty?
Yes, you have my confidence, Mr. Poirot. Don is a quiet and sensitive young man, slightly reserved too, and as is often the case with reserved people, when he flew into a temper, he completely lost control. He could be so violent. Betty was frightened.
And when was this?
The first time was about a year ago. But they rowed more recently. Donald found out that Betty had lied to him. She said she was going out with a girlfriend, but she went out for dinner with a married man. It was an awful scene. She told him that until they were married, she was free to go with whoever she pleased. Donald turned quite pale and started shaking and kept saying one day.
Well?
He'd commit murder.
So you were afraid that he would become our main suspect. I know that Fraser was jealous, but I wonder why you feel the need to protect him.
Exactly. Had you not told me about the case, I would never have dared to tell you about this little matter. Don loved Betty with all his heart. I can't imagine for one instant that he would hurt her.
Very good, Mademoiselle Barnard. Thank you for your help.
Fraser is at the Ginger Cat. The police haven't spoken to him, but they want to.
Très bien, Hastings. Let's see him now. Au revoir, mademoiselle. My deepest condolences to your parents.
Of course, Mr. Poirot. And don't be too hard on Don. He's more fragile than he looks.
If you say so. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
What had Betty planned to do with her evening? Betty lied to Don because she had a date with another man. Man seduced Betty. It's because she had her back turned?
Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
I don't agree with that deduction. I never agree with any deductions in these games. I don't like this character. What is Megan Bernard's be ever hiding? Oh, okay. She has... Megan liked them. Megan likes Donnie. Megan is an intelligent woman. Is that it? No. Does she love her sister? It's more of this one? Yeah, okay. He was jealous of Betty, okay. That's what I thought, but I don't know. It's like a stretch.
You've seen Fraser, Hastings. What is your feeling?
He's a big chap. Fragile isn't exactly the word that springs to mind. I talked to his landlady before seeing him. She went to bed at 11. Fraser wasn't home yet.
Bien. Megan Barnard said he is a reserved character but with a nasty temper. We will see if this is the case. Could it be the same buildings as on the victim's photo? This is definitely where the photo I found in the hut was taken.
New thumbnails. That's amazing. The Falcon Eye. Oh, you can't observe this dude?
How do you do, Mr. Fraser?
You Hercule Poirot. Mr. Hastings said you wanted to speak to me.
Yes. I know that it may not be the right time, but I would like to ask you a few questions.
Now, can I observe? Yeah, there we go.
This man looks suspicious.
Drinking whiskey. White horse whiskey. Crumpled clothes. Dark circles.
Donald Fraser is in a terrible state, as if he hadn't slept all night. And he's drinking white horse.
Leave me alone. Tell me that it's a mistake. That Betty isn't dead.
Yep, she's
Sadly,
super dead.
Your lady friend has been murdered, Mr. Fraser.
Oh, Betty, if only you'd listened.
What would happen if she listened to him?
If she had listened to you, she would still be alive. Should I take that to be a confession?
With that sort of thinking, you must send a lot of innocent men to prison. Under different circumstances, I might even find you amusing, sir.
It's no time for amusement, Mr. Fraser. It is time to find your fiance's killer. Did you know what her plans were for the evening?
She said she was having dinner with her sister.
And you believed her?
And why not, sir? She was my fiancée.
That did not stop her from lying to you before. Betty was not a bad girl, but she did like to take advantage of her success with men.
How dare you sully her memory?
Please excuse me if I appear to be brutal. I understand that this is a difficult time for you.
So you understand why I don't feel like talking, Mr. Poirot?
Ah, I knew I'd find you here, Poirot. I thought the victim's young man was here.
Yes, is all yours, Chief Inspector. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Motive. He was a violent man. It was saying just because it premeditated. Premeditated. I hate the thinking of these games. I think they're terrible. I think this is bad writing. Just let them jump into conclusions. Oh, the jealousy. Okay. Sure. Does Samuel have an alibi? No, he does not have an alibi. Does Samuel have a motive for all the murders? No. Turn to the crime scene.
Fraser doesn't have an alibi and he's extremely jealous.
You are very skilled at summing up.
And yet you haven't asked Jap to arrest him.
It is too soon. But I agree, without the letters announcing the crimes, Fraser would already be behind bars. Bon, I think we have enough elements. Let's reconstruct the events at the scene of the crime.
I can't imagine how the murderer wasn't seen, though. Surely she must have struggled.
Let us try and imagine the scene.
Imagine. Ba-do-ba-do-ba-do-boo. Reconstruction.
The killer and the victim are walking on the beach. Miss Betty has a bag, a belt around her waist, and carries her shoes in her hand. Both of them walk slowly to hut number 5.
Advance.
Both of them walk slowly to hut number 6.
This is like... I remember hut number 6.
Miss Betty
So
enters the
smart.
hut. She leaves without her belongings. Then she hides a code.
Advance.
They keep walking. Then she removes her belt.
The murderer moves behind her and then attacks her by surprise. The body falls, lifeless, on the sand.
I think she would have still fought.
Everything appears to match the crime scene, mon cher Hastings. That is exactly what happened. Without the ABC, we might have suspected.
I mean,
Mr.
strangling's
Asher
not
and Mr.
immediate.
Fraser.
Like being knocked in the head, maybe,
By
but
this
it's
crime,
not strangling.
The murderer is making sure he's accused. In a way, it is very generous of him.
Generous? The murderer seduced Betty in order to lure her to the beach and kill her.
Indeed, the young woman was certainly careless, but not stupid enough to follow a stranger.
What are you planning to do, Poirot?
Return to London, mon cher Hastings.
She's still dead. Just confirming.
Right, back to London.
Jap has decided to reveal details to the press. The alphabet murder is now famous.
It is not a bad idea. The more people who know, the greater our chances of finding out something of interest.
Poirot, I have a bad feeling. Poor Mr. Poirot, not so good at these little criminal matters as you thought yourself, are you? Rather past your prime, perhaps. Let us see if you can do any better this time. This time, it's an easy one. Churston on the 30th. Do try and do something about it. It's a bit dull having it all my own way, you know. Good hunting. Ever yours, ABC.
We'll get him by, like,
Good hunting. Did you hear
R.
that, Poirot? The murderer seems to be taking
Or
it all as
Q.
a game
We'll get him by
challenge.
with Q.
He will strike on 30th in Churston. We must warn Scotland Yard. No time to lose. We must prepare our suitcases for Churston.
Mon Dieu, it is already 10 o'clock. I will call Scotland Yard immediately.
Pyramidal mustache. All the trophies are mustache related. Oh.
Daily Flicker, July 30, 1935. ABC affair, no progress. In this issue, we are publishing provocative letters sent by the killer to Hercule Poirot.
Yeah, because he
Daily
sucks.
Flicker. Ah, some cool. It is not a good time. Hello, chap. We received a new letter from ABC in the 10 o'clock post.
Where and when?
In Churston. Today.
Today? I'll inform the population immediately.
I'll check the train times. Call me back.
Is it in the morning or is it late? It's at 10 a.m. 10. Is it a.m. or p.m.?
Hastings, what you are doing is an absolute disaster. That is no way to pack suitcases.
Heavens, we must hurry. We have to get to Churston before the murder.
Hey, Christian. Stirring up some Andromeda, I see.
Hastings, order and method are always necessary, regardless of the circumstances.
Okay. I'll let you pack them.
Oh my god, this is a packing minigame now.
Or the same. It really is a disgrace to leave your belongings in such a mess. Voila. It only took a minute.
That does not seem like a very well packed suitcase. That stuff's going to fly all over the
Poirot,
place.
you were right. I've just consulted the ABC guide. There's no hurry. The next train doesn't leave till 11:45.
You see, there is no need to hurry. We will not be in Churston until tomorrow morning. After the murder.
But why has the murderer warned us so late? It's not what he usually does. Did he do it on purpose?
Very good question, Hastings. We should also compare the letter we have just received with the other two. Also, we've missed the 6:45 train, but we have plenty of time to catch the night train.
Night train. Oh, maybe they're going to kill us on the train.
Hastings' photo album. He is very proud of his bag. is not a good time.
That's what we were doing. I thought we were comparing the letters. Did you just leave the letter on the ground?
In his haste, Hastings tore the envelope.
We're not known at White House Mansions and White House Court. Try White even Mansions. What are these letters? That was like a note from the mailman? Postman? White Horse Mansion is a mistake. Feels like it is not a mistake.
Right, let us compare this new letter with the second one. Let us examine this more closely. Certain characters in the two letters may have similar defects. Yes, this I is weird.
Your eye is weird.
However,
maybe.
the character... Yes, the I have to find some other the W is not Of course, I have to find some... Yes, the A appears... That's right. The A... My theory was right.
Wow, great theory. You're a genius.
Let us now try and get how Brent...
Why does the murder... Why is so late?
The letter should have arrived in time. The postmark shows that it was sent 3 days ago. However, our man made a mistake in the address, which explains the delay. All the same, the post office took their time correcting the error.
Come on, Poirot. Your address is not quite as well known as that of Scotland Yard. Poirot, the
The telly. Run to the telly.
I have some news from Churchton. Bad news, I'm afraid. Sir Carmichael Clark was murdered while out on his evening walk.
Sir Carmichael Clark. The name is familiar to me.
He was a famous throat specialist, one of the best in London. A wealthy man, he retired to Combside, a beautiful house by the sea. He collected antiques.
Are you going there?
Specialist.
Yes, let's meet on the train.
Dun dun dun. He looks
The
fine.
victim is called Sir Carmichael Clark, one of the best throat specialists in London. The body was still warm when we found it.
Was his
If
throat
we'd
cut?
been warned earlier, we definitely could have saved him.
It appears that the murderer made a mistake when he wrote his letter.
A mistake? Lucky for him.
And what if he did it on purpose?
No. He's defined his madcap rules and he's sticking to them. It's a matter of pride for him.
You go, my friends. I will...
Isn't necessarily true.
An ABC guide. The murderer's cut. Sir Carmichael's throat was cut. It's a clean incision, a professional murder. The gravel on the path has been sprayed with blood that covers a conical-shaped area, which starts at the body and becomes wider as it moves further from the bush.
I mean, they had to have gotten blood on them, right?
Apart from the wound to the throat, the body is untouched. No cuts, no bruises. Jap has emptied the victim's pockets and has laid out their contents on this piece of wax cloth. An oriental dragon. It's an old piece, much older than the pocket watch on which it was fastened. Nothing appears to be missing from this wallet.
A ring. The murderer was punched or something.
A signet ring, very probably with the Clark family's coat of arms. It is pointless.
It is pointless. Okay.
The vegetation behind the bush has been trampled. This place is very calming.
Wildflowers. Picturesque rock. He's worse than shine. None of the words.
The body is just in front of a bush, one of the only bushes in the surrounding area. Let us now try and get our brain cell.
What was Sir Carmichael's position when he was killed? He's back to the bush.
Sir Carmichael had his back to the bush when the killer cut the throat from behind.
Doesn't look enough
A
blood.
fatal blow that sprayed blood over a range of more than 1 meter. Let us now try and get...
not see them. Go with that deduction, maybe.
Have you finished, Poirot?
Chief Inspector, many questions remain unanswered, but I am certain of one thing. The killer has prepared his crime very carefully.
Quite right. He must have known Sir Carmichael's movements well to plan such an attack.
The murderer struck with terrible savagery.
Yes, blood flowed. It's the first time he's attacked a man. He armed himself accordingly.
Have you spoken to the victim's family, Chief
Wow.
Inspector?
I've spoken to the brother, Franklin Clark. I didn't get much out of him. He's yours. I must get the body removed.
To be honest, this inspector seems rather obtuse. I'm counting on your friend Poirot to catch my brother's murderer. Ah, here he is now. Please, Mr. Poirot. Mr. Poirot, this is my brother's secretary, Miss Thora Gray.
Pleased to meet you, Mr. Poirot. Would you like some tea?
No, thank you, mademoiselle. I find it hard to digest.
What's with your eyes? Well, the eyes in this game seem really
It
weird.
is not the right time. It is not the right... There is something very viril about him.
Viril.
There is something very viril about him. Franklin Clark is an adventurer, the sort of man that women like.
Okay. How do you get that information from that?
There is something elegant about her. She has good taste, except perhaps in her choice of jewelry.
Wow, what a douchebag.
Please excuse me, I have to take care of Lady Clark.
Hastings does not like very hot tea. He's going to blow on his cup for a good while before drinking. It is not the right...
My brother's wife is gravely ill. You will probably want to question her, but I fear that it won't be possible today.
Of course, I understand. Someone set a trap for your brother. Who was familiar with his habits?
Everybody knew he took his evening walk at 8:30, and that he always followed the same path.
And did people of the village know Sir Carmichael's habits?
I don't know. It's possible.
What were you doing last night?
After dinner, I went to my bedroom. At 11 in the evening, the telephone rang. It was the police. I went to look for my brother.
Was it a dark night?
It was a new moon. I took a lantern.
So it was you who found the body.
Yes, along with the gardener.
Have you seen any strangers around the house recently?
No. As far as I know, nobody has been near the house.
Miss Clark.
Oh, Lady Clark must have fallen from her chair. I have to help Miss Gray get her up.
Hastings, while our host is gone, let's examine the drawing room.
But, Poirot, a gentleman shouldn't...
I take full responsibility. All you have to do is to leave the drawing room door ajar and let me know if anyone is coming.
And don't look suspicious.
Comside's private collection, purchases since 1920. The catalogue for Sir Carmichael Clark's collection.
Suspicious.
A tiger. A crane? A dragon. A turtle. Dragon, dragon, dragon. Sir Carmichael showed him. It is an emperor. His place at the center of the table is probably symbolic. Compass, point to the south. Bronze and magnetite, Han Dynasty, circa 210 BC. There are some very valuable objects here. It's locked. Sir Carmichael's collection? The interior is richly decorated. Dragon, dragon, dragon. Sir Carmichael showed himself to be very consistent in his collection.
Dragon, my balls. These nuts. Okay, yeah.
The cardinal points. This book could maybe help me. Each cardinal point is associated with one animal and one color. In the middle sits the imperial dragon, and out of respect, all the others are turned towards him.
Okay.
Turtle, the dragon, the crane, and the tiger. I think I've already seen this motif somewhere.
Oh, they have a face towards them.
The position of each motif is correct, but they are not turned the same way as on the table. The position of each motif is correct.
Wait, this?
The position of each motif is correct.
Crap, I don't remember what the heck they were. Okay, all the dots point towards the center. Got it. Got it.
The cardinal point. Each cardinal point is a turtle, the dragon, the crane, and the tiger. I think I've already seen this motif somewhere. The position of each motif. The position of each motif is.
Oh my
The
god.
position of each motif.
Puzzle designs are terrible. Alright, so we have blue, black on the bottom. Come on. And then the other one's red, white.
Position of each motif resembles that of those on the table.
Blue, black, red, white. Why doesn't this work? Oh, is it like 2 layers? Oh, I see. It is 2 layers. Just gotta line them up. Wait, why is that one red as well? Why are there 2 red ones? It's blue. I mean, that does that screen up there? I have no idea why this isn't correct.
Position of each motif. Position of each motif is.
Oh, one controls the bottom plates, one controls the top. Okay. Alright, so black on the bottom. Black, blue, white.
I think I heard a bang. Could it be this cupboard? This is interesting. Ernest Logan, MD, Brighton Cancer Institute, 201 Dusk Road, Brighton, Sussex. To Sir Carmichael Clark, MD, Comsite Churston, Devon. Brighton, 1935, January the 5th. As a man of science, I owe it to you to be completely frank. Lady Clark, your wife is suffering from a generalized terminal cancer. I confess I didn't suspect anything like that during the first exams. But with the test results I have received today, there is unfortunately no place for doubt. I estimate that Lady Clark's life expectancy is no more than 1 year. Hospitalization would not help in her case, so I advise you to keep her at home and provide her with as much morphine as required to ease her last moments. Yours sincerely, Ernest Logan. These daggers are only ceremonial weapons. I do not think that the crime weapon is here.
I mean, there's one missing.
Here's Miss Grey.
Sorry to keep you waiting. Lady Clark's condition requires regular care. I believe you want to ask me a few questions.
Indeed, mademoiselle. This porcelain is remarkable. Is it old?
It's about 3 centuries old, I believe. Wait, let me find the reference.
She appears to be very flustered.
She's definitely been crying.
She's unable to hide her emotion, and her makeup has been disturbed. I think that this young woman has just been kissed.
Here? Teapot with black dragon, Gangxi period, end of the 17th century. It is a rare piece with unusual colors.
You have a good knowledge of art history.
Acquired while working with Sir Carmichael. I used to help him manage his collection and choose his new acquisitions.
Did you have a good relationship with your employer?
He treated me well, and I am sorry for his death.
Have you seen any strangers hanging around in the past few days?
No. Nobody has been near Comside.
What were you doing yesterday evening at the time of the murder?
I was sleeping. I was woken by the telephone at 11. I heard Franklin Clark speaking with the gardener. They left with some lanterns and they found the body.
What are your feelings about Franklin Clark?
What an odd question. Of course I think he's a good man. He's energetic, nice, very sociable.
Miss Grey, if I may be so bold, please do not take offence. My friend has rather unusual methods, but all he wants is to find the murderer.
Yes, I understand. I must rest. Please excuse me.
Earlier, you asked me to watch the living room door for you. I don't wish to be indiscreet, but sometimes a gentleman stumbles upon a secret without intending to.
That is sometimes the case.
And I saw Franklin Clark kissing Miss Grey at the foot of the stairs.
Do you think this is a common occurrence?
No, I saw emotion, intensity. I think it was their first kiss.
Well done, mon ami. Well spotted.
That's strange.
However, I don't think I completely understand this business. Why did Sir Carmichael not defend himself? He appeared to have been active and strong.
The murderer did not give him a chance. Let us try and reconstruct the scene. Sir Clark is taking his customary walk. Our killer is hiding behind a bush. The old man walks quietly along the gravel path.
He then passes the bush and continues on his way to the house.
No, Sir Clark used to gaze at the sea. Let us think again.
So the admire was him
Sir
admiring
Clark
the
is
sea.
taking his customary walk.
It's so dumb.
Our killer is hiding behind a bush.
Wait.
The old man walks quietly along the gravel path.
I thought the killer was admiring. It's just worded weird. Admire Carmichael. What does that mean?
Then he turns towards the sea to gaze at it.
Oh, Carmichael's where they're at. That's right. I think it'd be on the right.
The killer leaves his hiding place on the right-hand side. He
Yeah.
approaches silently over the grass. Then he throws himself on his prey and cuts the poor man's throat. He then lays down the ABC before leaving. Everything appears to match the crime scene, mon cher Hastings. That is exactly what happened.
Oh, just a minute. I'm getting dressed.
It's a lot of blood. Medicine.
Mr. Kirst, have you recently returned from Churston?
Yes. Indeed I have.
Have you seen the papers? And to think that you might have rubbed shoulders with the killer. Imagine that.
Imagine that.
Mr. Kirst, are you all right? You don't seem well.
My apologies. My throat is burning and my head feels heavy. It's ever since the war, you know. Since my injury, my head has never been the same.
Dun dun dun.
Poirot, it's a pleasure to be with you again after all these years. I looked for a gift to thank you, and I found this propelling pencil.
An authentic collector's item. You spoil me, mon ami.
And you more so by sharing investigations.
Do not underestimate the help you are to me, Hastings. Intellect is not everything. There is also goodwill, and you are not short of that. Later, I will ask you to help me tidy up the room and bring some chairs. Our guest will be here soon.
Ah, is Thora Grey coming?
Naturally. She is a fascinating young woman, n'est-ce pas?
Oh, come on, Poirot. I'm a married man. And Miss Grey has already been courted by Franklin Clark. Poirot, our guests will be here soon. We must prepare ourselves.